As you all know, Jorge Masvidal is taking on Gilbert Burns this weekend at UFC 287, and I honestly can't wait for the fight, but something recently I've been thinking about has me very worried for Jorge Masvidal and the future of his career, or the short future of his career. We're going to talk about Jorge Masvidal in just a second. I do want to say before we get into it, hello everybody and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with too many YouTube channels. Let's talk Jorge Masvidal. So, the biggest thing that I'm worried about is Jorge Masvidal's mentality right now. If you haven't seen, he recently came out and said that this could be his last fight. If he loses against Gilbert Burns, he's pretty much hanging it up. He didn't solidify saying that he was going to retire, but he's really strongly hinting at so. So it makes sense, to be honest with you. Jorge Masvidal's what? He's like 38, I believe. Anyways, he's pushing 40, and if he loses to Gilbert Burns, it's going to take him a very long time to get back into the title contention, which is a little bit weird of a shift in mentality, in my opinion, because he was just talking about, hey, I know I can beat Colby Covington. I know I can beat Leon Edwards. I'm going to get a title shot after Gilbert Burns. And I understand, like, that was all after Gilbert Burns, but now it seems like he's really doubting himself. And just a second ago, he was like, I'm paraphrasing, of course, but he said something along the lines of, before I'm done, I'm getting that Colby Covington fight back, and I'm going to win that fight. Where did the shift in this mentality come from? Because it seemed like it was all of a sudden. I really don't like the chances of a guy winning a fight against somebody who's so hungry against Gilbert Burns. And Gilbert Burns, if you haven't seen, look at the dude and just embedded. His workouts are so intense. The guy's in better shape, and the guy's been performing better lately. Look at, he's the guy who made Khamzat Chimaev look human. Gilbert Burns is as hungry as ever. And he is, I understand Gilbert Burns is older too. He's 36, but he's a young 36. He's a 36-year-old that hasn't really shown any of his age yet. Regardless, Gilbert Burns has that mentality, who's going to go in there and do anything to win. He is so hungry. And I'm worried about Masvidal because by the talk, so if you have already one step out the door, I don't think that you are really hungry to win any title. Is he just showing up for a payday? Is he going into this fight thinking, you know what, I'm going to make one more payday and then I'm out of here. 1 foot out the door is not good. And actually, quite frankly, it's dangerous. It's dangerous for him to come in with that attitude, working out. And of course, he could be working out harder than ever. It just doesn't seem like it. I know, I'm just a guy talking from my desk. I understand. But when you're listening to Jorge Masvidal saying these things, you can only assume that he already has 1 foot out the door. I don't like that. I'm worried for him in that sense. And it's not even just what he said, but that's really what got me thinking the idea for this video that I want to make. He's also been, if you take a look at anything that Jorge Masvidal is doing, whether it's on social media, and I understand he might not just be posting, okay? This is all speculation. Just understand that before you write it down below, okay? It seems like Masvidal's just sitting back and relaxing. And of course, again, he is training, but he's not training like Gilbert Burns is training. He's not training like Israel Adesanya or Alex Pereira are training. He's not training like Colby Covington's training for the title fight. It seems like he's just chilling, enjoying life, enjoying stardom. He's just posting and he's like wanting to be really cool. And of course, like, yeah, you know what? Masvidal is a little badass, you know what I mean? But he's going a little bit overboard with it. He seems to be really enjoying the stardom and enjoying where he's at in his career. And it seems like he just already, he has 1 step out the door. I don't like this idea for him when he's fighting Gilbert Burns. Somebody who's so in there. He's such a dog. He's ready to win. I'm worried for him. I don't like where his headspace is at. On top of that, what if Gilbert Burns flatlines him? What if he's never the same? He just got embarrassed by Colby Covington. Embarrassed. He couldn't keep up with his pressure. That's a Masvidal that is very surprising to see in the octagon. So maybe he's like, oh, you know what? I don't have it in me anymore. Maybe that Colby Covington fight was a wake-up call for him. I don't know. Again, this is all speculation, but with him saying that he's going to retire, or most likely going to retire after this fight if he loses, it just makes me think that he's going to lose more. But this is where I live to hear from you guys. Do you think that Jorge Masvidal has a foot out the door? Do you think he's going to retire? Do you think he's in a good mentality to win this fight? I'm worried about his mentality. I'm worried about Israel Adesanya's mentality. Very interesting these two fights are going to be on the card. UFC 287 is a great card. Let me know if I'm looking way too deep into this. I would love to hear from you down below. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you are new here and you enjoy the content, please consider the like button, help the channel a ton, and subscribe if you're brand new on the screen right now. UFC 290 full card builder. The best fights to make. It's a great video. I make all the fights from scratch. And lastly, if you want a full card breakdown and prediction for every single fight going on this weekend, also on the screen for you right now. Thank you for watching, guys. Take care.